The NBA restart in the bubble has been wild. The Brooklyn Nets had the biggest statistical upset since 1992 when they beat the Milwaukee Bucks. The Rockets' small ball lineup seems to be working. TJ Warren is playing like an NBA legend and is probably the bubble MVP so far. And finally, the Phoenix Suns are 4-0. Yep, you heard that right. In the first 4 games since returning to action, the Phoenix Suns have won 4 straight, are the only team remaining that are undefeated, and are giving themselves a really good shot at making the playoffs. Something I did not expect to happen coming into this restart. So, can they actually make it? What will need to go their way to do so, and how have they done so well so far? I'm going to be looking at all of that in today's video. Before we start, if you're new here and enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe for more NBA content like this. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers, so all support would be greatly appreciated. But with that all being said, let's talk about the Phoenix Suns.
Lucas.
The Phoenix Suns had a hot start to the 2020 NBA season and were in the playoff picture for the first couple months, going just above a 500 pace throughout October and November. After that though, they returned to their old ways and tumbled out of the playoff picture and sat as the 13th seed when the season got suspended. From what it seemed, it was virtually impossible for the Suns to make the playoffs. Everything would have to go their way, and no one was really confident in them at all. Most people favored the Grizzlies, Blazers, or Pelicans to force a play-in tournament, and no one was mentioning Phoenix, but here we are. 4 games in, the Suns are making waves. So, how have the Suns done so well? Let's look at their 4 games first. In their first proper bubble game, the Suns played the Washington Wizards and got an easy win, cruising to a 13-point victory. They then played the Dallas Mavericks, and thanks to a huge third quarter where Phoenix outscored Dallas 36-19, they won by 2 points in a thriller. The next game though was even more intense and came down to the final shot. We know what happened. Rubio missed a contested floater, Zubac grabs the rebound, turns it over almost immediately, the Suns get it back, and Devin Booker calls game and scores his 34th and 35th point of the night. Then just today, the Suns would win their 4th game, comfortably beating the Indiana Pacers by 15 and shutting down the on-fire TJ Warren. It's been a hell of a stretch for Phoenix, and it's clear they aren't just beating mediocre teams. They're also taking the challenge up to the league's top contenders and are being successful. A player that has probably been the biggest reason why this stretch has occurred is Devin Booker. Booker is averaging just under 30 points per game in the bubble and has been making massive impacts on this Suns team. Against Washington, he dropped 27, followed by 30 against Dallas, then 35 against the Clippers before today, where he dropped a mere 20 points, but also dished out 10 assists. One thing I've noticed as well with Booker is his on-ball defense in particular has taken a major improvement. Again, it's clear the reason why the Suns are on this surprise streak is in large thanks to Booker and his elite play over the last 4 games. He's been clutch, efficient, a great team player, and he's starting to prove to everyone that he's not just the empty stat bucket getter he's been sometimes referred to as. Another player who has been elite in this run by Phoenix is Deandre Ayton. Ayton's dropped 19, 23, and 24 points in 3 of the 4 games respectively, and has shot extremely efficiently. He's even hitting his 3-point attempts on the regular. A while ago, I made a video on Ayton and why he needs more shots, and so far in the bubble, he's been getting plenty and making great use of it. With Aaron Baines being out, Ayton has been the only true center for the Suns and has had to step up defensively and offensively, and he's done so perfectly. He has been amazing for the Suns lately. The next player who's been great for the Suns in the bubble is Cameron Payne. Just a year or 2 ago, Payne was viewed as one of the worst players in the league and was spending a lot of his time in the G League. Now, in Orlando, Payne is starting to revive his career on Phoenix. For the 2020 season, Cameron Payne averages 10 points per game on 59.6 true shooting percentage. Now in the bubble, he stepped that up to just under 12 a game, and his true shooting percentage is now around the 62% mark. Payne is a high energy player and has been good defensively, getting the occasional steal, and has been an extremely reliable shooter for Phoenix as of late. Though his shots are limited, the majority seem to go in, and it's why I'm talking about him today. He's probably the most underrated player on Phoenix right now, and I think his contributions need a lot more spotlight, which is why, again, I've decided to talk about him today. So those are all the players I've noticed playing exceptionally well for Phoenix in the bubble. There are others like Ricky Rubio, but those three guys in particular have really stepped up their game a ton to try and make the almost impossible happen, which they are starting to do. What makes these wins even crazier is that the Suns don't even have Kelly Oubre, their second leading scorer for the team, so for them to be playing this well is just phenomenal. You really have to give credit to them. So, with this all being said, can the Phoenix Suns actually make the playoffs? At this point, it is a bit hard to tell, because who knows, this may just be another hot flash for them like they had to begin the season. However, these wins they are getting are definitely legit. They aren't easy wins against bad teams. They've beaten a title favourite and two decent contenders who could cause some upsets. Personally, I think they're definitely a chance to make the playoffs, but I wouldn't call them favourites. It's an improvement from my view a month ago, where I thought it was almost impossible for them to make the playoffs, but again, I still think there are better teams ahead of them. I definitely don't think they'll get the 8th seed, but they can make the 9th seed and force a play-in tournament. They're already within 2 games of the 8th seed and just 1 game behind the 9th seed, so they're definitely within a chance. They'll still need a lot of things to go their way though. They have the Heat, Thunder, 76ers and Mavericks again in their next 4 games, so it's going to be very tough. However, they've proven a lot of people wrong already, so don't be surprised if they continue to do so. They have a lot of momentum in their favour, and teams like the Heat and Mavericks are flailing just a bit, so it could give them an inkling of a chance. Overall, these are my thoughts on the Phoenix Suns. Thanks to Devin Booker taking over with support from his teammates, the Suns are on a roll right now in the NBA bubble and are getting closer and closer to a playoff appearance for the first time in years. Personally, I'm not too sure if they can make it. We saw this hot start to begin the season and they eventually fell off, and the teams they face in their remaining games are quite difficult, but nothing out of reach. If the momentum keeps rolling, the Suns could shock everyone, but realistically, I have them finishing around 11th. At best though, I think they can force a play-in tournament, and who knows, maybe even win that too. At the end of the day, the Suns have been by far one of the most exciting teams to watch in the bubble, and what they are doing deserves a lot of credit. Again, I'm not too sure how far this team will go, but one thing is for sure. The Phoenix Suns have surprised everyone in the restart, so don't be too shocked if they continue to do so throughout the rest of this season. And that will conclude the video. What do you guys think of this? How good are the Phoenix Suns to you? Can they make the playoffs in your opinion? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop it a like and subscribe. But with that being said, I am out. Peace.